Okay, so we are back with episodes 17 and 18 of the Dunhallow Mystery. We're getting pretty deep in it now. Getting there. I'm your game master, Daniel Fox. This is the cult, the gang, the crew.
Hi.
The plot testers of everything that hopefully you're buying and playing, Zweihänder-wise, Mangash-wise. Oh, speaking of Mangash, guess what? Early Access just came out on Drive-Thru-RPG. You guys, you can pick this up now. Unfortunately, it's not available for print because this is just, once again, early access, but everything you read inside of this will basically be what you get, not including illustrations, layout improvements, some errata we're going through. We're also doing another round of proofing and editing just to make certain it's super tight. Regardless, you can get this right now on Drive-Thru-RPG. It's $15 for the early access. It's 323 pages of Grim Perilous goodness, lots of chaosy stuff, lots of fun new things I think you like. And when the real PDF comes out toward December with all the illustrations, all the new layout, it'll probably come in around 400 pages. And of course, the $15 you put down by purchasing the early access will go toward buying the real illustrated version. So you're not just dumping money into the ether. So there's that.
How much is the real? The real?
I don't know yet. Probably 20. Maybe. I don't know yet. We're going to figure it out. But it'll definitely be below 20.
So $5 more and you get the...
Yeah, $5 more you can get the real one. But nonetheless, so some other updates. We'll have Backer Kit up soon. People have been receiving some emails and messages about, hey, I missed the Kickstarter. Can I get a copy of Mangash? Oh, and can I get a copy of Zweihänder? The answer is yes and yes, you can. We'll have our post-pledge manager up here, I believe, in maybe 5 or 6 days. We're thinking like midweek next week. It's Thursday now, so maybe by next Wednesday, which will also include surveys. So we'll have all of our versions of Mangash on there, print on demand, the new limited edition, along with the alternative cover by Dan Mandich. It'll be oozing with awesome chaotic goodness, although I have to admit I love Ken's original cover, but we'll see what Dan works on. It'll be pretty cool. You can also buy Zweihänder. We're doing our second print edition run, not second edition, but second print edition run. We've actually engaged several new editors and proofreaders to help us kind of work through some of the kinks. We know there are some outstanding issues with the original book. We're going through and fixing them and making improvements thanks to everyone's feedback on forums and messages we received. So I think the next edition or print version of Zweihänder will be nice and clean and awesome. We'll be fixing some kind of minor layout errors as well on this. But we will be offering through Backer Kit the red and black leather Lexitone limited edition versions, a 2-pack. Basically, you get Zweihänder and Mangash together with silver foil and gold foil on the top. Really cool bookmarks inside, super high quality paper. And we're calling it the Grim Perilous Collection. We'll come in like this really cool black slipcase. I think it's going to be... I think it's like $375.
Yes.
I want to say 400, 375, one of those two.
200 each, unless you get them both, then it's $375.
That's right. And the slipcase, I think, is like $10 or something like that. But we're still working through those prices right now. Nonetheless, we're doing the math. So both Zweihänder and Mangash and the slipcase is 11.6 pounds. So, yeah. But we're subsidizing shipping, so you don't have to worry about paying a fucking ton of money, especially if you're outside of the country. So, it's 11 pounds of Grim Perilous madness. So, you know, carry that around to a convention.
It's like a fat baby.
It is.
It's a huge baby.
That's how much I was. I was 10 pounds, 9 ounces. I was pretty close to that. It's all my giant head.
Dire elder baby.
Dire elder baby.
All head.
That's right. So, yeah, you can pick up Mangash once again right now. The early access is out. We'll have Backer Kit open here soon for post pledges for those who missed the Kickstarter. We're only going to keep it open for about 60 days because we have a very limited window before we need to pass off the files to our printer. So pledge soon before everything wraps up. We'll let you know on social media when we're ready to rock with that. I think that we're ready just to dive in to episode 17 of Dunhallow Mystery. Of course, we missed last week. We had some personal things come up, but we're all together now. We're anticipating a couple more sessions, 2 to 3 more sessions until we wrap this story up. We're getting kind of close to the end, and then after that, we are going to run using Zweihänder, the Grim Perilous Engine. We're going to run Curse of Strahd, but we're going to put a little twist on it. which I'll talk to you all more about on social media here in the coming days. But for now, let's get back to the Dunhallow Mystery. So we need to roll initiative first before we start the game. We usually do this off camera. We decided to do it on camera to kind of show. We realized we were actually rolling initiative on camera. I don't think.
So bad.
Hey, you rolled out on camera. Or worse.
Yeah. I got 12.
Would you mind recording initiative, Tim?
Oh, that's what you guys stuck.
Did you need something to wipe it down with?
I do.
There we
go. And then where's the pen of doom you've been using over there, Mike? Oh, here we go.
So while, well, you need to get everybody's numbers in first.
This is why we usually do it off camera.
Yeah, it's all good.
He's already cigarette now for those of you listening on the podcast.
Yeah,
He's painting right now.
I'm painting by numbers.
He's editing in some nice trees.
This makes for a great podcast.
It does.
I could have just left the names up there.
So real quickly. So
12.
Sir Harrison has a 12.
Sir.
I got 12.
Okay, Wesley.
Higher perception bonus for the two of you.
6.
Sounds.
Perception bonus. I have a 6 as well.
Good
Roll off.
It's a roll off.
6.
16.
Me.
Gaunter.
The Lord
Madam?
goes
I have an
first.
18.
No,
16.
not last at least. Yeah, we're at the bottom of that list.
Who's my
Oh,
type?
what are you guys?
Yep.
5.
For perception bonus?
Yes.
6.
Yeah, so it looks like he goes first.
I have 18 overall.
Oh, no, you two. What are your...
That's 6.
He
Oh, okay.
trumps me with his
It
perception.
goes Tuck, then Gaunter.
What did you guys roll?
I got it.
1. Okay, and then I'm 20.
Jeez.
Damn.
Somebody
rolled
rolled
10.
well tonight.
I thought I had it tonight.
Oh, no.
I thought I got to
I
go first.
think Ceol Marcus Marius is going to be at the top of the initiative order tonight. Then it's Krista.
So now we know for next time that we'll do this off camera again.
I roll better off camera. All right.
I do too.
All of them eat
I don't.
fan.
Where are we at?
Then we've
16 is...
Then we've got
Tuck.
then Gaunter.
Tuck.
Fitzroy.
I might need to leave a little more space, shouldn't I?
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, then...
Gaunter.
Gaunter. G-Man.
Kildorf.
16.
He's gaunt.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
no.
Then you
Sir and Wesley. So Wesley. 12. Sir.
Pretty damn.
H.
Is it? Yeah.
That'll do.
That's
I'm not
right.
gonna write all that stuff out, guys.
So it's been a couple
Town
weeks.
sort of shrinks and grows
Yeah, it has
as
been.
used to, like
Yeah.
some major cities sometimes.
It's been a couple weeks, so I will do the recap. Anybody listen to the podcast before the game? Wow.
A week and a half ago.
Right.
Don't remember
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. I usually listen to the last 30 minutes. I listen to 15 minutes on the way to work, 15 minutes on the way home. Unless I have a long drive home, I'll listen to like half hour.
Yeah.
Catch up. Where we last left off.
And when did you put it up?
Your investigations continued, and the episode ended in the upper hallways with Gaunter and Sir Harrison and Tuck when they were slinking about trying to find out what may be happening here on Dunhallow, or excuse me, Winterborne Manor, knowing what you had found below in the crypts. The 9 sepulchres that were where there were 9 corpses had been lain over the years, ranging from those that were just simply bones to those that were desiccated husks. One, the 10th sepulchre, was completely empty. None of the corpses were dressed in any manner of fineries or anything that would indicate who they were in life. Clearly they were women, judging by the hair and the gown they were buried in, but it was rough spun, nothing more than that. A very unusual find. Nonetheless, suspicions continue to grow.
Was there room to expand?
There was not. There were only 10 crypts. Crypt, C-R-Y-P-T-S, not crypts.
1,000-year reign of the Bitch Queen.
So, of course, the story spoke about the death of the Bitch Queen during the Second Age and how she was considered to be during the dark age of Aglador, if you will, the dark age of this world. And upon her death was pronounced by the Eoloranites, it is the beginning of the Third Age in a new era. And it is now year 227. So, nonetheless, knowing that Wesley Winterborne is clearly a descendant of the Agravar family, judging by the heavy tapestries that hang in the hallways, something very strange is going on here. Very odd indeed. So, with that, upstairs, Gaunter, Sir Harrison, and Tuck started sneaking about, and they found in the darkness the Baroness, and she had stepped forth from her wheeled chair. She began running forward at full speed, panting and heaving, and instantly, in a snap, she froze and fell over. And Sir Harrison pronounced her dead. Quickly, all of you kind of rush upstairs, and all this kind of unfolding very quickly. Outside in the hallway is Hugo Danning. He is sitting beside her, and he is weeping. Oh my love, he says, over and over, holding her hand. Maud is nowhere nearby. Everyone quickly rushes upstairs around her.
I'll walk over to the other side of my aunt and then grab her other hand. Start praying to the gods.
Her hands are cold. Madam Krista, she is without a doubt. She was very old. You would place her in her 80th or so winter. She's lived a long life. It's just like they said, or just like Dendish said, the Baroness was gifted with longevity by the custodian, but no more. Her sickness has clearly taken her. I would like for you to make an awareness test. This test will be challenging.
Challenging awareness test.
Something is unusual.
That gives me a 32% chance to succeed. I rolled a 39.
Ooh, so close. Reroll that?
Yeah, I think that's it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Take a misfortune point. Alright. So you use a fortune point to re-roll.
It's not a great chance, but it's worth trying. Alright. 38. Really close.
Okay, if you can re-roll 7 more times, we might be able to get this.
You can re-roll as often as you like.
I got close. I don't think I'm going to try it again. I think it's...
Something kind of piques your interest about her state, but you can't quite put your finger on what's unusual about it. Perhaps with more time and study, you could learn.
Perhaps some light.
Light would certainly help. The light comes bobbing back down the hallway as Gaunter is returning. As he turned upon tail and ran as she fell over dead. Stepping forward, and you see, of course, the very, very old Baroness. She has collapsed, and perhaps her pain has been taken away from her now, knowing that she is going to move into the Well of Souls, that her soul has been freed from the pain of the body of her very, very old age.
Quirkiness.
Should we do something? Yeah. Is there a sep we should call? Is there a local? Should we bring Brother
David?
Brother David?
Yeah. Sir Hugo Downing kind of finishes your sentence. Brother David? I do not think so. He says. He puts his head back down. Clearly he's distraught.
My condolences for your loss, Wesley, and forgive me, I'm forgetting Wesley.
Master Downing.
Hugo.
Master Hugo.
Master Downing. Apologies.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to get too familiar.
He nods.
I will
Yes, yeah, that's that.
will close her eyes, as would be customary of a person who deceased.
Perhaps one of you would please help me to take her to our bed.
Sure. I will help.
As will I.
Should I fetch a light?
Please. There's a lamp in my room.
Does he point to which room it is?
He does.
Because we've never even been up here, right? Okay.
No. You walk kind of into his chambers, and it's very, very dark.
I'd like to try and follow him.
Try or just follow him?
Well, follow him without being noticed that I'm disappearing.
By who?
By Hugo Downey.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll a secret stealth test.
Secret stealth be 60, and I rolled a 29.
Okay. You can
No,
sneak. You want to sneak? You want to keep it, or you want to roll?
I do want to keep it. I do not want to reroll.
Okay. All right. You managed to, while Hugo is laying over or is leaning over the Baroness's body, you follow behind, kind of sneaking away from this. Where are you going?
I'm following him into the room, but I just didn't want him to notice me as well going because he said he was going, and
Sure. Sure.
I'm going to hide in the room, basically.
Do a quick. Okay, my intentions are that I want to do a quick cursory check in his room while we have time and there's confusion.
Oh, certainly. That's great.
Kind of go through his stuff, but I also don't want to spend a bunch of time doing it.
Right. So, Cole, you walk in and you come to the lamp, and the lamp is completely... You can barely see it with the light from the hallway, from the lamp that Gaunter had, but the lamp has no oil in it whatsoever. You notice this room it's dusty and molten and cobwebs at the corner. It's kind of hard to really see anything in here in the dark.
Okay.
Master Hugo, is there oil in here? Your lamp is dry.
Oh, he says, kind of clearing his throat. In the chest at the foot of the bed.
May I presume?
Please, he says. You come down and you remove the latch up and open the door, and like there's just all kinds of dust all over this chest, like covering it completely. When you come inside, there are old, bouldering, folded clothes and bedding, and of course you find 2 pints of oil. You bloop, bloop, the lamp begins to kind of burn. It's an inside lamp. Basically it's a lamp, not a lantern, but a lamp. So it's like a little brass kind of holder with holes in it, and a glass hurricane running up the middle of it to keep the wind from blowing out the wick. As that light comes into the room, it starts to kind of paint a portrait of a chamber that appears to be mostly undisturbed for a number of years. The bedding is still tucked into the mattress. There is a clear layer of like thick bouldering dust across it. There are cobwebs spanning the inside of this 4-poster bed. The room has not been touched or disturbed in years. The hackles on the back of your neck begin to raise. Both of you need to make a challenging resolve test against fear.
Challenging will be 45.
Nice.
Challenge will be 46.
Good roll.
Okay.
17.
You tremble and you step outside slowly. That thought still in the back of your mind. That kind of oddness of his room. Will you confront him about it now? Will you wait later? You step out with the lamp, and Tuck remains behind.
Do we need to tidy the room a bit for her?
Please turn down the bedding, he says.
Oh, look at Madame Christo. Can you help me?
Sure.
We'll have it in a few seconds.
Sir Harrison, please.
Yes.
Would you help? He kind of points toward her body.
Where's the wheelchair? I wanted to put her. I would put her in that.
Okay. You creep a little bit further down the hallway into the dark, and you find this wheeled chair. You You push it toward where she's at, and you put her body within it.
I was like, I'm gonna show Madame Krista like the.
I'll nod as they indicate I see it. Like,
What? You're not living in this place. Help me with the sheets. Like, I don't even want to touch them. So much filth on them.
While they're doing that, I want to take a look at the chest, and the dust looks disturbed after he's.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
The inside of this, it is not the chest that draws your attention. You can have turn around and look toward the hearth, where you can see this very tall and long, this tall, imposing painting of this stern-faced woman with incredibly blue eyes, very, very young, dressed in very, very old clothes. The clothes appear to be of easily 100 years or more older. The painting has been here for quite some time. This could have been an ancestor to the Baroness.
Dun, 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 dun.
She's got some rather imposing features in her family. See, with that. Maybe.
As you raise the lamp toward the painting, you see another familiar face. This is the face of Hugo Down, of the same age, in the same clothes he's wearing now.
What?
The wheelchair comes inside as you are kind of like looking at each other kind of confusedly as the Baroness is wheeled inside. Please, if you would, place her up on the bed. Turn down that bedding, please.
we turned down the bedding while they were doing
Turn down
that.
for what?
Turn down for
Turn
what?
down
You
for
step
what?
inside, Wesley, and of course you're taken, of course, by the death of your aunt. You barely even knew for more than a fortnight.
Right.
She lies still upon the bed. Gaunter, something about her is very, very strange. She's bone thin. Her cheeks are sunken. Her skin is jaundiced. You can see veins beneath of her eyes. Deep veins. Purplish veins. She has the look of somebody who hasn't eaten or drank in some time. So she's like she's dehydrated.
Looks like she's seen better days. I know that's an understatement, but I mean, y'all fellas and ladies ever come across anyone that's been without sustenance for a time and died from it?
I've seen the rats in the streets. Like an old loaf.
My love, Hugo kind of lowers his head. He's clearly distraught.
I mean,
She'd refused food for some number of days. Mrs. Linkhouse and I had thought that perhaps she was coming toward her end. I was hoping it would not be so soon. There was still so much life, so much to say to her. So many things we had never done. He is clearly, like, in remorse.
I wish we had more time as well. I would have very much liked to know my aunt better. From all the stories, all the good things said, even some of the bad ones, you always like to hear the interesting stories.
Sure. Forgive me. I would like some time alone with Ethel. He lowers his head up on one knee beside the bed, resting his hands upon the sheets near where she lays, placing his hand upon hers.
oh,
You can see him begin to softly sob.
can I take a moment and look at the body? I mean, just with the because this is the first time we've been seen with the light.
Yes, absolutely. It is clear she has not eaten in days. She's not drinking.
She looks emaciated.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She does.
I'm going to try to make eye contact with Cole through the lamp that we have and sort of mouth the word to see if he understands what I'm saying, where I'm almost questioning, say, run.
My lord, I'll grab Wesley by the shoulder. Maybe we should give Hugo his time. And as I'm walking him towards the
Will you all walk
No,
out with them, or are you going to stay here with
We'll
Hugo?
give him his time.
As I'm walking out, I'm going to kind of turn him, hold the lamp up high to show him the picture.
You all see clear as day within the, or clear as you can, at least in the lamp, that it's a portrait of the Baroness and Hugo Downing. You pass outside the door without really giving it too much more than that of thought as you're kind of ushered out. The door is you close the door behind you, and the Madame Krista is kind of, her eyes are kind of wide, and she's looking at all of you.
We must leave.
Let's go. Now.
To where?
Anywhere.
Who cares? Away. I'll begin hastening down the hall. Who has the lamp? Gaunter, do you have the lamp?
I have. It's an indoor lamp, but I'm still taking it with us.
We can discuss in a bit. We should go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Wesley's obviously confused, doesn't know what to think right now. He's just kind of following the leader at this point.
Did anybody leave anything in the room? Anyone?
Nothing that can't be replaced.
To the door, then.
Only a couple of years of my life. A few strands of brown hair.
We came from the downstairs. I don't know if we shut that door.
You begin hastening your way through the upper halls, down the stairwell, into the grand entrance chamber where that table was, just completely covered in shadow. The only light that you have is that which is inside your hand. The place seems to grow even larger and darker and colder as you're kind of moving your heartbeats, kind of, or at least those who kind of caught what's happening between Madame Krista and Cole, and of course Tuck. Your heart's beginning to kind of hammer in your chest. There's this kind of sense, not only a sense of urgency, but a sense of intense anxiety. The others look confused, but they follow no less as you make your way through that and then through the large entrance where horses would storm forward across the drawbridge, and you emerge outside. Nighttime. The vault of night has opened. The stars are visible. You can see the strands of the blood moon, the kind of the ring around the world, kind of expanded out into the darkness. The mirror is full. The moon is at its fullest.
Oh, God.
You make your way outside and you pass over the drawbridge and head out into the Greylands, away from the castle. And it seems that Madame Krista and Cole and Tuck seem to be of an understanding, as they say there are no words shared between them as they hasten away from Winterborne Manor. You stop, finally.
Do we have any torches among us? I have one.
No torch.
Blew through all mine down in the crib.
Anybody have any idea how it is?
I don't know, but we need to keep moving. I'll light the torch off the lamp and hand it. Anyone? Or want the lamp?
Sure. I'll take the lamp from him. Just almost out of instinct. I want to make our way down by the pond if we could, where the statue of
the tragedy.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way some ways away, and there are only a few words shared between you, but it appears that Cole and Madame Krista and Tuck are stricken with something. They're not saying anything. They keep looking nervously over their shoulder as they continue along the way. You head about an hour out until you come to the lake in the midst of night. The lake is completely still, but reflects the stars off of its placid surface upward. The stars reflected as a perfect mirror across it along the horizon. You stop near the statue that has been trimmed of overgrowth and algae and such. The place where little Lord Charles had lost his life, your great uncle.
Mm-hmm. Or just my uncle.
Your uncle, rather, yes. Your brother's your father's brother. Finally, you stop, and Wesley is clearly confused and
Are we going to the Dunhallow to let people know?
No, we just thought it was a good idea to take a swim. Yeah, sorry. Did you see that painting?
I mean, I saw the painting. I don't know if I necessarily understand the painting.
Alright, so you go Downing, looking exactly like he is, wearing the exact same clothes, standing with somebody who looks like maybe your aunt or one of her mothers, in clothing that's more than 100 years old.
He's right.
Sorry, what? I mean,
that room.
All right, so wait, no, they
so
was the same age.
So what are you trying to imply then, Tuck? I mean,
well, what I'm trying to imply is either that's some really fancy looking, like, imaginary thing they spent a bunch of money on to have an artist paint, or he hasn't aged, and she has, and she aged slowly. But
I would think it far more likely that maybe he added himself to a picture rather than him have lived hundreds of years.
The picture's too old, my lord. Did you see the state of that room?
Have you seen the state of the manor?
If they were living in that room, there was
Were they? Was that their room? Above board, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
That was their room.
That was their room.
yeah, in that room, there was dust on the bed. Dust on the bed.
Happens, think.
Dust on the chest. Dust on everything. And I was going to look about, you know, like open up a few wardrobes and such. It's also dusty. If I'd have touched anything, they'd have known I was looking.
So, the only thing you discovered then, with your little inquiry, is that Hugo Downing is either hundreds of years old, or just psychotic enough to draw himself into a painting.
And that ain't possible.
But it's not possible because it's too dusty.
Did you see the crypts?
I mean, I was there, yes.
I know you play stupid with others, and that works really well. But at this point, you need to stop being stupid, my lord.
Well, it's not
something
stupid,
is going on there, and between Madame Crusoe and myself, we've told you multiple times that there's some transference, some way that they're living longer than they should. Whatever evil is going on up there, it is something I want nothing to do with. And if you wish to walk back that way, then you will be going on your own without me. I will be heading to the village, and hopefully getting everybody down there with picks, stakes, and fire to burn this place.
It's made of stone, you can't burn it.
We can burn the beds.
Well, I mean,
let us just say that Master Downing has loved your family for a very long time. I don't know how to put it any better than that.
Well then, let's go talk to...
what is the point of talking?
Not to Mr... We're not talking to him, we're Downing, we're talking to Mr... Dindish, yes. Olmsted. If he's been in my family's service since he was a kid, then surely he would have known that this man has not aged.
Remember, he was gone for a very long time to get his law degree so he could, you know, I mean, before I would think this recent age, you could do transference between whoever it was very easily. Now you need legal documents to do these transferences. They've set themselves up. Don't you see these northerners they've brought in? They're the ones, they're using them to take out the ironwood so they can have incomes. They're paying all these people in town so that they can hide up here and do what they're doing.
well,
How are you not seeing it?
you know what it is, right? You know it. I mean, this is like when we was kids. I told you, you don't like that one, that's flour. And you said, no, it's sugar. I kept telling you, no, it's flour, and then you ate it. Well, I think I know what it is. And Tuck looks around as if he's about to say something he shouldn't, even though he, you know, it's the 6 of you there, but still, he looks around and he's like, I think they's a nasty.
I'm not. I mean, we've seen things together.
I've seen rats in streets in Old Lock.
No, I'm talking about the station, the coaching station. We've seen things before.
It was real.
I'm not going to say those things don't exist. I'm saying if they do, then it will need them more than the 6 of us.
Will you allow my paranoia for a moment?
It was correct the last time. Go for it.
Dendish Olmsted is not to be trusted.
Why not?
Because he summoned you.
He's on the tape.
He summoned you for this reason.
My lord, you're next.
He's
so
not
the only thing to
stupid.
do is flee?
I did not say that.
Where's Dindish?
But I will say that there is a...
I don't have one on me.
I feel very strongly from deep within me that there is some dark bargain that has taken place here and that you are part of the price.
Then is there anyone in the town that we can trust, or should we just go ahead and charge back in?
I would like to hope that there are more than those options.
There was. Flee.
I mean, it's a good one.
I'm for that one. I mean, this brother, maybe Brother David? I don't know. I think the whole town's in on this. They have to be. They have to know.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think there wasn't that much food there? It's because they eat brains. That's what they do. They eat your brain box. You just open it right up.
Were the corpses missing brains?
Oh, I don't know.
It's difficult for me to believe that, as cynical as I am and grounded as I consider myself when I'm saying this, but this seems excessively concerning to me.
I was concerned after seeing the bodies.
As was I.
And then coming up to see the room, then the picture. It's just reinforcing what Madame Christopher said to you.
So,
So do you
Gaunter,
believe
go ahead.
then?
You saw the woman.
Gaunter steps forward.
this may not be apples to apples, boys and girls, but let's talk about. We're still talking about fruit here. I got a bird of a slightly different feather. If this is the case and all the townsfolk are in on it, and they're seemingly at odds with these Gralsteaders, where's that leave the Gralsteaders? We haven't talked to them yet. It just, you know.
It's their source of income. It has to be.
It's
The
how they
Gralsteaders
maintain the
came
ruse.
once Hugo came back.
Right, and
He brought them.
So, right. So what I'm saying is if everyone in the town's in on it, the Gralsteaders are in on it, it's just the 6 of us out here. I mean, we could be facing down a militia or 2.
well, I think that.
Let alone anything dark and nasty that goes bump in the nighttime.
Well, I think if townsfolk went missing, they'd start to notice. But if them girls' dinners, they go missing, well, nobody in town's going to notice.
Remember what I
That's a
told
good
you about
point.
That's a good
the
point.
daughter. Remember,
What now?
she's not the daughter.
She's adopted.
The adopted stepdaughter.
Ah.
Yeah, I thought they was doing.
And did you see the change? How meek and she was in the beginning, and then as they kept going out under nightly, whatever we're going to call that, business.
Wait, where is she?
I don't know.
We haven't seen her.
She is now his aunt, or the bitch queen, or whatever this is.
She would either be castle. She would be
She went to
Moral's
bed.
Den.
Maybe.
She could be in Dunhallow Village. She could be on that strange place on the map.
Maybe we need to stop her before she eats her brain.
Oh no. I don't know about the brain thing here, Tuck. I don't know if that's.
Well, what
part
do you
of the
know?
trans-
What do you know about Hermosty?
I know nothing about Hermosty.
Well, I think we
But
need...
none of the brains, none of the bodies downstairs had their skulls smashed in.
We need 3 rusty nails. And wherever we sleep, we need to nail them above the door.
I agree. I'm not taking any chances.
Sorry.
I don't think sleep is coming easily to me, not anytime soon.
It's a common folk myth to hammer 3 rusty nails above your threshold to ward away spirits.
Or salt, right? These are other ones. But, my lord, I think we can trust this brother. Maybe we can. Dindish? I don't know. We sure as hell can't trust Sir Asshole.
Jameson, St. Jameson.
We're just gonna call him Sir Asshole because that's exactly what he is. And we're gonna the Forester, who is asshole too, and the rest of the town is just as mean and contemptuous.
Maybe we can trust him because we.
It's not helping us right now.
Let us go to Brother David then. At least start heading towards the village. If you think he will call any sort of answer or to aid, then...
I don't think there's answers to this.
Well, if you think that Hugo Downing is against us and he has set Dindish as well as others against us, then...
They're all in the take.
We need to... Well, now we need to get them out. Because if they're going to turn, now would be the time.
I say we gather what we can, who we can, and what we can. We return. We confront the man, and if he shows his true colors, we do what must be done.
So you think you should go back now?
You're talking about... Yeah, I was joking about villagers with pitchforks and flames.
I'm not.
I don't know who they would be coming after. I don't know which direction they would point that pitchfork. But...
That's what I'm thinking here. It was a joke. I'm ready to run for the hills. Not fight or flight. Cole is choosing flight. If you're choosing fight,
I understand your outlook on life, but
assume that you're heading toward the village at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
If no one does anything about it, then the situation will continue. The nightmare. Going on and on for another millennia. It's the right thing to do.
That affects me, an old dog cow?
It may not affect you, but it definitely affects Lord Wesley. I think this curse will follow him.
Yes.
When you could break the cycle. It's the only way.
Yes. But there was money in this to begin with. You do all remember that reason. They were stomping off to the Netherlands of the North. What is there again?
I mean, wait. So maybe he's not cursed like that. Because, I mean, the males seemed to have just died off.
Or killed off.
Or killed off.
But
I would say the word "kill" is probably the better.
well,
I'll look
Oh,
back
that's
towards
right.
I'll look back towards the pond. It's just
Yeah.
basically visible behind us.
how did Wesley's father die? From what I remember.
He left just right after the death, right? Was about bored.
He was dead for a couple of years, I thought.
No, he's been dead for a couple of years now, but he left here right after the death.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm
Yes.
just trying to remember how Wesley's father died.
Oh, sorry.
Wesley, your father died in his sleep.
Yeah.
He lived a long life, but he'd never stepped foot back in the barony.
Well, his dad, he died in his sleep.
You have children, Wesley, right?
Yeah.
What ages and?
I believe we said there was 2 girls. I imagine teens.
Okay. That's fine.
So yeah.
Dark metamorphosis.
Well, I mean, I don't
we
necessarily
finally see
agree
where
or
we find the
disagree
upside down
with
barony?
either one of you fellers here, but I mean, yeah, you know, we do. Those of us who feel inclined to do so, or who've been contracted to do so, should probably do something about it. But I also feel like, you know, if we're in a place out here where we don't know who we can trust, probably can't trust anyone, we might be better served to recruit ranks from outside of the region. I mean, mercenaries, militia, you know, I mean, you're the Lord now. I know that a lot's going on, and I'm sorry for your loss, Wesley, my friend. But you're in charge now, bud.
It's no loss.
Boo.
Sorry about that, folks. That's ye old mobile phone
You
in
old
my
work.
in one of my pouches there. So we could. I mean, we could take our chances in town where we don't know who we can trust or how far we can throw them, or maybe we could send word to Old Lork and raise some ranks down there. I mean, or we could take our chances seeing just how much of a dog the Grolsteaders and Harlan Pike do have in this fight.
I must disagree. Time is a luxury we cannot afford at this moment. Something must be done. Tonight.
Well, I understand where you're coming from there, young Clipper, and I get why you're hot and ready to go, but I mean, this has been going on for 1,000 years.
We're not going to solve that.
What's one more night, or 2 or 3 or a fortnight? You know what I mean? I
Hugo
mean,
Downing has ample opportunity to hide or prepare or who knows what.
Well,
no,
okay.
I understand that, and I don't disagree
They've
with you, but
already-
let's think Hugo Downing's end game. Let's not think tonight or tomorrow. Let's think the end game. I mean, if it's power, if it's the barony, if it's all of those things that he's been dancing this carefully constructed dance to get by and get along with, he's invested for the long run.
And
I
it's
don't think
done.
he's going anywhere. And now that it's done, he certainly isn't going to just get up and leave. I wouldn't think.
So, but
But then again, I'm a ball player, and I mean, I'm just spitting balls here. I'm spitballing it.
No, you're not. No, I mean, think about it. He's had all of this time to prepare. He's all this time. He's a man of legal means, or of a legal mind. So he's had all this time to prepare the documents, all the necessary means to put this portion of the barony underneath this, and put this portion of the barony underneath that. That there is no barony left that he won't control.
right,
You do understand that.
and I
Yes.
mean, we even
No
came,
point in going there tonight.
it was even said that should she die, he would get it. Like, he would have to go through and do all these changes just to get you your barony.
Well, he has power of attorney, yes. So,
Yeah. And well, my one question, I'm of a mind to agree with Gaunter, except for maybe 2 things. Like, one, if they's needing to do something, and they was waiting on her to die, and now she's dead, they can do what they was wanting to do, whatever it was. And then maybe, just maybe, Maud Linkhouse, maybe she's kind of innocent, and she's being molded, and now something bad might happen to her.
No. Maud is where everything's going to pass to.
Right, but I mean, you know, maybe this isn't necessarily like her willing and all, you know?
I don't believe she's fully understood what she was getting herself into in the beginning.
Maybe,
But now that things have taken its course, I don't think she has a choice. Again, remember how meek Maud was when we first met her. And then as the knights of those...
What's up?
Bye, y'all.
Got a call?
Sorry, man.
Work call?
Sorry, dude.
The life of a DBA.
Well, not only that, but apparently, like, some telecom company on 87th Street severed our line into our backup data center.
All right,
Again,
guys.
VPN,
Let's
I got
let's
it
take a pause here for a moment.
Bye, everyone. I hope you're
We'll be right
safe.
back.
Goodbye to Walter, folks.
Bye. Hope you're